ಮೋದಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ವಿಷದ ಹಾವಿದ್ದಂಗೆ. ನೀವಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ವಿಷ ಅದ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರಿ.
मेरी तुलना ये लोग सांप से कर रहे हैं और जनता से वोट मांग रहे हैं। लेकिन भाइयों बहनों, सांप तो भगवान शंकर के गले की शोभा है।
कर्नाटक की सरकार देश में सबसे भ्रष्ट सरकार है।
मोदी जी का जादू हर जगह चढ़ चढ़कर बोलता है।
In one of the most ill-tempered election campaigns in recent memory, there's been no shortage of political venom.
कर्नाटक की सरकार 40% की सरकार है।
कर्नाटका के लोगों ने संकल्प ले लिया है, मोदी तेरा कमल खिलेगा।
But as the forked tongues of our netas light up the airwaves, the actual creatures who've been invoked for these political strikes are nestled quietly out of sight, where they like it best. One in particular, true royalty when it comes to poisonous, or more accurately venomous snakes, is a prized resident of Karnataka's Western Ghats. A beast that has captured the imagination of this land for over a century. The one and only King Cobra. So as the political venom flowed, we decided to take a trip into the mountains of Karnataka's Malnad region in search of the king of venomous snakes. Our destination, the Agumbe Rainforest Research Station, a 10-acre facility run by a tiny band of India's most committed snake lovers. Chief among them, this man. Handpicked by India's original snake man, Rom Whitaker, he has spent the last 15 years converting a childhood love of reptiles into a full-time job committed to protecting the king.
Poisonous snakes may have infiltrated Karnataka politics, but as this state heads into another election with no shortage of political poison, I'm here in a place where poisonous, or rather venomous snakes, the dangerous kind, are taken very, very seriously. Welcome to Agumbe, the land of the king.
Our mission here in Agumbe is simple. We want to see the king, and the only way to do that is to join Ajay and his crew on a rescue call anywhere in a radius of 50 kilometers. Because in this part of Karnataka, he's the man you dial if you happen to cross paths with a king cobra.
Avoid human presence. If there is a spectacle cobra or rat snake and king cobra chasing that, because obviously they feed on spectacle cobra and rat snake, but if the snake enter to a cow shed or somebody's house, so the king will chase, but as soon as he see a small dog or a puppy or chicken or some people are walking around, he'll take the U-turn and go back. He will avoid human, that matter.
We get our bearings first by joining Ajay on a walk deep into the woods that surround his station. Spotting the king on such a walk would be a miracle. But despite these rainforests being infested with several species of pit vipers and more, we spot nothing at all.
When Mallikarjun Kharge labelled Prime Minister Modi a poisonous snake, it wasn't actually the first time that snakes and Karnataka politics have collided. In fact, back in 1978, Indira Gandhi, fighting a by-election in nearby Chikmagalur just after the emergency, well, there was a big fierce campaign against her by one of the men she had jailed during the emergency, George Fernandez. He'd put up posters saying Indira Gandhi is a cobra who will bite people who support her. Well, it was a very, very monumental mistake by George Fernandez, because he didn't know at the time that the king cobra is worshipped in this part of Karnataka.
Ajay's time at the camp is mostly spent waiting for a tiny BSNL phone to ring. A day before we had arrived, he was on this grueling 4-hour rescue mission involving a 12-foot king that crawled into a haystack in the attic of a cowshed. Ajay shows us these images. Only adding to our sense of yearning to be able to see this for ourselves.
When 2-3 king cobras come together, mainly male king cobras, they do combat. Loser, like the snake which lose the match will have to go back to his own area, and the winner will get the female. Female king cobra, she lay eggs in the nest. The nest she prepare with the help of dry leaf litter. Limbless
Leaf litter like
yes,
this.
leaf litter like this. Imagine a limbless animal like collecting a leaf litter for almost 3 feet height, 3.5 feet height.
So it's like a mountain of leaves.
Yeah, it looks like a pyramid, a mountain of leaf, piles of leaf, where she'll have a small chamber inside where she'll lay eggs and she'll leave the place.
They say nothing is more awake at night than a rainforest. So off we go for an experience that is at once both exhilarating and terrifying.
We're on a night walk through the Agumbe rainforest near the research station here. Now, the thing is, at night, it's almost impossible to spot king cobras. The kings don't come out at night. They're well hidden at this point of time, so there's no hope of actually spotting a king cobra on this night walk through the rainforest. But there are many other reptiles, pit vipers, cat snakes, other things that are actually part of the diet of the king cobra, and we're hoping that tonight, as we get through this rainforest, we will be able to spot some of those things. Big one.
Yeah, it's second largest butterfly.
Through the night, we pray that Ajay may get a call. In my mind, I'm fully prepared to drive through the night to be able to witness a rescue. But then the king stays well hidden in the darkness, and humans of the land are all asleep. The only beast that deigns to show itself is this large scorpion waiting neatly on our walking track. The morning dawns with a tinge of disappointment. Our visit to the camp has been a true eye-opener, but the king has chosen to remain off Ajay's radar this weekend.
So we did a radio telemetry on king cobra where we tagged few individual king cobras in a different localities. and we track them. We follow them for a long-term basis, like let's say 4-5 years. We used to follow the snake to see what they feed on, what kind of habitat they prefer, and what is their breeding biology.
Yeah.
So early stage we didn't know anything, but slowly we realized that they have their home range, and they feed on some specific snake species like rat snake, pit viper, and cobra. Occasionally they feed on python and also monitor lizard. So right now we are tagging every individual rescued snake. So it's like you are giving an individual ID. How we get Aadhaar card, I call this is King Cobra Aadhaar card. Like you are giving an individual ID, and you know that particular area there is one specific individual. So that will give you a detail of how many King Cobras are in that particular region. Also, it will help you to get to know when during the breeding season, like how many male King Cobras are coming from which direction, from which village, how far they are traveling for mating purpose, and are they going back after that. So these are all information. It's very helpful for research perspective, at the same time to conserve the King Cobras.
But then, suddenly, just as we're packed to leave and about to say our goodbyes, a call comes through. It doesn't take us a moment to change plans. We zoom off with Ajay, fingers crossed. Our destination, a farm 30 kilometers away. We drive with bated breath. And then we arrive to this.
Finally here at this village in Tirthanhalli in Karnataka, where a rescue call has come for a king cobra. You can see it right there on our cameras. Spotted. We've waited over 24 hours for this moment, and there's the beautiful king right now in his domain. It's very close to this small village. There are people, there are families, there are children here, but they've had the sense, they've had the knowledge and the education to actually make a call to Ajay Giri and his team, and that's why we've joined them and we've come here. This male king cobra, pretty long one, is in the leaf litter right now. The team is going to be monitoring it. They're just going to try and make sure that, it's safe. Now, their protocol is to not disturb the snake at all. If it's in its own habitat, it only is handled manually in case it poses a threat to anyone, or if it's in some kind of man-made structure like a cowshed. But as you can see here, the snake itself is in its own habitat and moving on its own, not threatening anyone as such. But Ajay and his team, as you can see, are monitoring the snakes. I'm standing about 15 feet away from it. It's moving pretty fast through the scrub. Ajay on the other side is monitoring it as well. We can get a little closer. You can get a view of it here. There you go. Yeah, so like I said, the snake itself is in its own kingdom, so there's no question of disturbing it unless it poses a threat to either other people or itself. It's important. Remember, it's a vulnerable species, so it's protected. And Ajay and his team will make sure that the snake and the people around are safe. Also, it's an opportunity to check if this is one of the animals that has already been tagged by Ajay and his team in an extensive exercise to assess the population and upkeep of these beautiful, beautiful reptiles. Nobody has harmed it. Usually the instinct is to either run away or to hurt the animal or kill the animal. But the king cobra is a very, very special animal in this part of Karnataka. And that's the reason why everyone has Ajay's number. They've called him. We've been lucky to be with Ajay to get a call. And here we are getting literally the darshan of the king.
ಈ ಕಡೆನೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಭಯ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ನಾಯಿ ಮರೆ ಕೋಳಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಈ ಕಡೆನೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೇನೋ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ.
ಹೊಡಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಭಯ ಆಯ್ತು. ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು, ಯಾವ ತೊಂದರೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ
ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ,
it's families like this that really pay respect to the king cobra. This is the king's kingdom. These are the humans who live here. But they've basically proved and demonstrated that fear does not have to be the first impulse. They've admitted that they are scared when they see the snake, but they've still done the right thing. And the right thing has been to call in the experts, the people who really know how to treat and handle these snakes. There's a snake calmly sitting, in the bag after Ajay and his team have, put it in there. It will be released very, very shortly, not very far from here, in its own habitat, remember. But it's families like these, people like these, who maintain the tradition of the king. They know the value of these snakes. They know very much that they live in the king's domain, and therefore they must respect the king. And that's precisely what these people have done today.
The king, an adult male, safely bagged up. We say our goodbyes and depart the village. And just over a kilometer away, Ajay releases him. The king may be India's national reptile, but we still don't know just how many there are. Come September, Ajay will begin his most ambitious mission yet, to surgically radio tag as many king cobras as possible in order to create a dashboard of sorts with all manner of numerical and other data on the kings here in Karnataka. As Ajay Giri logs another safe rescue in the increasing intersection of human and animal habitat, he knows that the king's land is shrinking. The widening of roads, deforestation and urban development all eat into the proverbial kingdom of this magnificent beast, now designated vulnerable as a species. But Ajay must continue to live and work as he has for years and pray for the return of the king.